to the Jonathan Alder Local School District Board of Education organizational meeting for January of 2021. I'd like to call the meeting to order. I have a roll call, please.
Mrs. Leckman?
Here.
Mrs. Boyd?
Here.
Mr. Faust?
Here.
Mr. McCartney? Here. Mr. Boto?
Here.
And can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we please have a moment for silent prayer and meditation? Okay, thank you. Item number 4, could I have a motion to approve the agenda for the organizational meeting as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Blacka?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Item number 5, election of officers. We have a motion for nomination for president, please.
Yes, I'd like to nominate Shannon Faust as president.
Any discussion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Mrs. Blacka?
Yes. Item 5.02, could I have a motion to approve Shannon Faust as the school board president?
So moved.
Second.
Oh.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Mrs. Blacka?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
And could I have a motion for the vice president for 2021?
I'd like to nominate Mary Jo Boyd as vice president. Second that.
Could I have a motion that nominations are closed? I guess that's all you need, right? Roll call, please.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Mrs. Blacka?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Okay. 5.04, could I have a motion to approve Mary Jo Boyd as the school board vice president?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Mrs. Blacka?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
And board comments. As the outgoing president, I'd like to thank everyone on the board, the administrators, staff, all of our family and students for this first half of a year that's been a little crazy, and glad we've made it this far and we're continuing to move forward. So with that, we will pass the baton over to Mr. Faust, and you can carry on.
Thank you, Mrs. Blacka, and I'd like to thank Mrs. Blacka for her leadership during this tumultuous time here at our district, unprecedented time at this district. So thank you, Mrs. Blacka, for your leadership during this time. And I look forward to a great 2021 year and getting the school district back to normal, so to speak. Item number 7 is board member committee assignment. Do we have to approve that officially for?
No,
Okay.
we don't have to approve it.
Okay. Then Mr. McCartney has agreed to serve on the Tolles Career and Technical Center. Thank you, Mr. McCartney. I think you'd be perfect over there and add a lot of benefit to that. Myself is on the district insurance committee. Continue to do that unless somebody has a passion for that. Please raise your hand.
You got it.
Technology has 2 members, Christine Blacka and Bill McCartney. Is that Good with everybody?
Yep.
Okay. And then Board Policy Update and Review Committee, that's Mary Jo Boyd and Christine Blacka. You girls good with that? And everybody's okay? JA Community Support Coalition Committee, that's Mary Jo and Mr. McCartney. Still willing to do that and we're good there. Strategic Planning Committee, that's Steve Votal and myself. Good with that? And Financial Advisory Committee is myself and Mr. Votal as well. So that will be the committee chairs for this coming year then. Item 7.01, resolution appointing Jonathan Alder, Local School Board of Education Representative to the Tolles Career and Technical Center Board of Education. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution as presented and appoint Mr. Bill McCartney as Jonathan Alder, Representative of the Tolles Career and Technical Center Board of Education for a 3-year term commencing on January 1st, 2021?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Mrs. Blackman?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Do we need to read item 8 there, Mr.?
You do not need to read it, that is,
Okay, that's,
boilerplate, but it is notification of board meetings, organizational regular meetings, and, personal notice of them, so.
Okay. Item 8.01, have a motion to approve the board meeting times, dates, and locations for each month as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on any of that?
Please note the June 28th, board meeting, regular board meeting is obviously kicked out, about 2 weeks, from a regularly scheduled second Monday of the month, but that's for closeout purposes. We're also, we may need to come back to that, because with Fairbanks to coordinate their schedule as well, but I think we're okay. That would be the only significant change there, other than the second Monday of the month.
Will we be able to revise that if we wanna visit the schools?
Yes, definitely, come back to that like we have in the past. I just began to deliver
Right.
here, listing them all in the library, and then, yes, we can revisit that as we move through this.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Blackout?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Okay, item 9 is authorization of treasurer to pay bills, request for advances in tax settlements and invest funds. May I have a motion to approve authorization of the treasurer to pay bills, request for advances in tax settlements and invest funds?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Item 10, resolution to conduct business of district operations for calendar year 2021. Have a motion to approve the resolutions as presented for the 2021 calendar year.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Mrs. Blackman?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Item 11, may I have a motion to adjourn the organizational meeting of the Jonathan Alder Board of Education?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Mrs. Blackman?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes. Okay, now start the regular Board of Education meeting for January 11th, 2021. I have a call to order here and a roll call, please.
Mrs. Blackman?
Here.
Mrs. Boyd?
Here.
Mr. Faust?
Yes, here.
Mr. McCartney?
Here.
Mr. Boto?
Here.
Item 2.01, may I have a motion to approve the minutes for the December 14th, 2020 regular board meeting and waive the reading of said minutes?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Blackman?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Boto?
Yes.
Item 2.02, may I have a motion to approve the Jonathan Alder Board of Education agenda for the January 11th, 2021 meeting?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Votak?
Yes.
Mrs. Blanco?
Yes.
Item 3.01, financial reports for December 2020. Any discussion relating to those for?
Our audit is, finishing up, should have probably a final report within the next 2 weeks, by the end of the month, so, so far everything seems to be going pretty well for the most part, but, I think this week we should be able to finish everything up and then have a report, like I said, hopefully in a couple weeks. We're through the first 6 months of the fiscal year and everything still is on track with our original projections, so, as of right now, I feel pretty confident that we should be able to hit, original numbers, so, everything is, we didn't quite take the hit as originally as projected, so I think our revenues and expenditures should come pretty close to matching up for the year, so
Good.
that's good.
Good.
I have a motion to approve the December 2020 financial report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Votak?
Yes.
Mrs. Blanco?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Item 3.02, grants and donations. We have a motion to accept the donation as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Roll.
If I could, please, on there, we did receive the $50,000 from the Ray Russell family. And if you look down the superintendent's report, what we would like to do is establish either February and or March to have the family, that'd be Rod Russell, Nancy Patterson, and Ray, if possible, to attend a board meeting that we can celebrate and recognize them for that.
Perfect.
That donation. So I just want to bring that to your attention as well.
Great. Roll call, please.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Votak?
Yes.
Mrs. Blanco?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes. Item 4, board reports.
Yes. I'm going to interrupt there. School board, January is School Board Recognition Month, and if I could, turn it over to Mrs. Schrock or Mr. Pacheco. We have a small, slight presentation for you.
Thank you, Board of Education. Thank you.
Thank you for your dedication.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you for making a difference.
Gracias.
Happy Recognition Month. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you, school board members.
Hi, my name is Susanna, and oh, do I want to say thank you to the school board. We know it's School Board Appreciation Month, and you adults work really hard. Thank you for making decisions about new sports that we have at Alder, like swimming and lacrosse. Also, thank you especially for listening to parents and their ideas. I hear that can involve making some difficult decisions. We appreciate everything that you do to make Alder great. Go Tigers.
Greetings. Hi, my name is Sarah, and I am in 3rd grade at Plain City Elementary. I would like to thank the school board for hiring Gary Chapman. We liked hearing his voice messages about snow days and fog delays. Lastly, I would also like to thank the board for making wise fiscal decisions. You know, taking care of the money for our school district. You folks rock.
We appreciate you.
Gracias.
Thank you for your leadership.
Gracias.
That was really cool. That was really cool.
Thank Mr. Pacheco for putting that together. for
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you for your service and your leadership, what they all said. I think they said it best, but
They did.
it's not an easy job. Your leadership is appreciated, it does not go unnoticed, so thank you.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Assuming there's no tolls report, since.
Not, no.
Unless-
Not yet.
Not yet.
Thursday.
Then item 5, superintendent's report.
Yes, thank you, and again, I have School Board Recognition Month, we wanted to jump to that one first, so. The next item on the, as far as superintendent report would be the update to return to school, education plans, pathways, and student framework. And I know, many of you have been, hearing different, things out there regarding the vaccination, and what I did, provide for you, is in the Google sites there, sending your board packet, is the signed commitment to return to in-person or hybrid learning model. We filled that out last Friday, and I just wanted to share that with you. But as you know, last week, the governor announced that Ohio is preparing to distribute COVID-19 vaccines to all school employees beginning the first week of February. Again, we did return our commitment to that, and that was to commit to return to in-person or hybrid by March 1. But again, that was for planning purposes from the state level for prioritizing vaccines. Madison County Health Department, we had our Monday morning meeting this morning, and we just distributed the planning tool that the health department has put together, and that's to help the county gauge the number of school staff who would be interested in receiving the vaccination. That was sent out actually about 4:45 this afternoon, and that is for all school employees. Anyone associated that works with kids and that is an employee of the school district, including substitutes. So we're asking for that to be filled out and returned so they can begin to gauge that. The health department will report back to us as far as the aggregate data, just the percentage of employees who are willing to receive the vaccine or are intending to get the vaccine. Right now, what we're hearing at the county level is that they are only receiving 100 doses per week. And that is the biggest concern or the driving factor as far as when vaccines may be distributed in that phase 1B. They're currently in 1A. What we heard on, I think, Thursday afternoon, the governor announced that the state, again, I can't verify this, but the state is only receiving 100,000 doses a week. You may ask which vaccine. Right now, for Madison County, it would be the Moderna vaccine, and that is the one that has to be frozen. And once it is thawed, I believe they have, according to them, they have 6 hours to administer that vaccine. And it's obviously 2 doses, 4 weeks apart. The intention as far as vaccinating school employees is to provide that on site, whether that be on a district or even as far as specific school, to make it available. The health department is also developing a registration form for an appointment-based system, and that way, once they send that out, and I'm not sure if it'll be by the end of the week, it might be, but what they would like to do is get that registration form out, and that would secure a dose for the respective employee. Okay. Biggest question right now, that obviously I'm not an expert on this, but are vaccinated individuals still asymptomatic carriers? More time and data is needed on this as far as with our health experts. So that was a point that was discussed. A lot of questions, more questions than answers. The other thing too that I did provide for you is an updated copy of the K-12 school quarantine guidelines. You've heard that too the past 2 weeks, some revisions to that. And I put that in also in the packet, a hard copy there. Basically there's 4 components to that as far as you can avoid a quarantine, a student can avoid a quarantine if they were exposed during or within a classroom environment or while on required school transport. Obviously, that would require then all people or persons associated contacts, they would be required to be wearing face masks. They should have face masks on. that cover their noses and mouth at all times. And as we are still under that 6 feet social distancing piece, that must be maintained as well. So as you know, we are at 6 feet social distancing. There's not a whole lot of changes to us here at Jonathan Alder based upon that social distancing piece. The caveat there is to say again is that if a student is exposed in the classroom or on the bus, that's when they could avoid that point. If they were exposed at an athletic event, at home, extracurricular, they would still be required to quarantine. Okay? So I provided those more specific language there. As of this afternoon, we have had 10 cases, or we currently have 10 positive cases, one being a staff member. We have 48 quarantines, 2 of those are staff members, and we have 26 individuals in isolation, with one of those being a staff member. So numbers have jumped from last Monday, if you will, from a week, and that a lot of that is all of that is outside of school transmission and exposure. And but that's where we are, where those numbers are. I know today was a busy day in this forum, and updating a lot of that. So again, we're still dealing with it here, and what's going on from the outside coming in. What we did hear from the health director this morning was the county case incidence has leveled off, and he was somewhat optimistic in that the trend, if this trend continues, the health department will consider allowing the advisories and orders to expire at the end of the month, at the end of January, and then also, he would at that time too suggested that he evaluate social distancing protocols as well. Again, that's still 3 weeks away, but that's what he did say this morning. I've been asked what is our plan for reopening now that we have the vaccine. With the vaccine anticipated timeline for distribution, in consideration of all the information that I presented here this evening, we're going to continue to evaluate that decision framework regarding to our return to school plans. But I think the one caveat here is that we need to probably have a discussion on, whether that be now or later, but is our staff, we should all have that opportunity, all adults should have the opportunity to be vaccinated. And so then it comes to what is that plan for reopening if in the event of or when our staff has had that opportunity. And that's what, so as far as a definite time frame, right now I don't have a definite time frame other than we're looking at the 1st of February. We're hopeful that we can begin to see that. Any questions with that?
Mr. Chapman, this is all good stuff. I guess I'd like to know what everybody's opinion is, but if in theory, well, in my mind, if the people who are associated with the school district have an opportunity to get vaccinated, the first and the second dose, some people may choose not to get vaccinated, and that'll be their choice. But assuming they've been given the opportunity, then it's my thought that we should move forward to try to get people back into school. Whether or not there may be, I'm just gonna make this up, 10% of the faculty and staff that decide they don't want to vaccinate. That's their choice. They can choose to do that, but we can't hold the district back because some people may choose or whatever. But in theory, at a very high level, if vaccines were available the 1st of February, if that first week we got one, 3 weeks later we got the second dose. Now by the 3rd week of February, anybody, and again, this is all contingent on events happening, like we said, things are out of our control, but let's assume that it was available, let's assume they had people to give it, let's assume that all those things happened. In theory, March 1st, people would be vaccinated that want to be vaccinated, and we could, in theory, think about bringing people back. But I'd like to hear what the other board members think, but I'm just at a very high level. I mean,
Well, there's a big disconnect between 100,000 a week for the state and 100 for the county. I mean, those numbers don't add up. I mean, if, you know what I mean, like.
Well, that's what I said,
the
it's all,
county-
it's all contingent upon
Yeah.
availability.
Right.
If it's not available, it doesn't work, you can't do it.
But I mean, I would be on board with that.
I'm just talking at a high level here,
Sure.
what do we think based on understanding that, or what may happen is, in between now and then, cases may continue to drop, there may be some, revelation, there may be some other events that occur that may give us, confidence that we can move forward quicker, but short of that, and looking at the vaccine as, I'm just talking at a high level.
So to summarize, when all the faculty and staff have had the opportunity to be vaccinated, at that point, that's when we have proposed coming back
I'm
to
just
school.
telling you, that's my opinion, I'm asking what your opinion is.
That, I just wanted to clarify, that's what you were.
Yeah, that we would have protected staff, protected bus drivers, and look, it's not a perfect world. We're already causing damage by the kids not being in school. It's hard to measure that, we can't measure that, it's hard, but we know it's out there. So in theory, based on ifs and ifs and ifs and ifs, does that look like it has sense to it? I don't know, I'm just telling you what I think.
It absolutely does to me. I mean, I would opt to get kids back in school 100% the fastest we could and keep everybody safe. I mean, I think that's a critical thing. My concern as a board, like everything else, the data always changes.
Right.
I mean, it's this, the asymptomatic thing does not bother me at all because you should be wearing a mask. Even if you get the vaccine, you should still be wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So I really, the asymptomatic thing shouldn't,
I agree with that.
shouldn't matter. But who knows what other research is gonna come out
That's
between
right.
now and then. And so I love your plan, and I would say, the minute we can get kids back into school full time, we should be doing it. I mean, we should start making plans once our staff get that first vaccination, we should be making plans then, I think, to get them back in and get this thing rolling. That's my opinion.
I'd be totally in favor of that. I think everybody's goal is to have the kids back in school. That's what we all want.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm on board with it as well, yeah.
Again, a lot of things, a lot of information is gonna occur, a lot of things are gonna happen, and there's no way we can etch that in stone because did anybody here develop the vaccine and have access to it?
Right.
No, we're gonna be subject to that like everybody else, but it's encouraging, I would say, it's encouraging.
What I would ask then is because this, again, we just got the planning tool out, and it's all hot off the presses. I would ask maybe to consider, probably in 2 weeks, bringing, last week of January is bringing you back, and I hope we'll have a more definitive timeline for the vaccine. Maybe we'll have more information. We'll be able to also then to provide an update as far as where we are within the decision framework and those components to that. And where is the health department, the county health department with the social distancing piece? And then those advisories and orders, not to mention the state level data, but then also our local data too, because that's still going to be a factor
Right.
in our return. Yes, we can return, but if we do not have staff, as you know, that's the one thing that can also then prevent us from as far as coming back.
Yeah, and in the meantime, anything that changes today, outside, then we respond and react to that. If, like I said, if cases start to drop, if there's another way to get back quicker and protect people, absolutely,
But the biggest caveat is still the health department, right? That's the other.
It is, but my understanding is the governor wanted this so bad, they're making sure, they know how many teachers and school personnel are out there, and I think they're trying to make that level of vaccine available to the schools. I'm not sure it's gonna be a first come, first serve like you're seeing now in some of the situations that you see. I was under the impression he wanted to put that many doses aside just to get teachers and school staff vaccinated so that we can keep moving. But again,
Well, and
we'll see.
with the new administration coming in, it is, just from what I'm hearing on the news, they've been holding some back to make sure they had the second, and now they're saying they're not gonna do that, they're gonna try to push those out. So, planning, execution's probably gonna change.
And there are other drugs coming out too. There's a couple other companies that are about to release theirs that'll greatly
Yes,
increase
yeah.
production as well, so.
Well, then, that last week of January, keep that one open there and probably towards the end of the week or the first of next, then we'll look at a hard date there. That would help us out too, I think, because we'll have a lot more, hopefully we have a lot more information as we should. But thank you for that discussion. Good discussion.
Thank you for compiling all this information, and I know you've done a lot of stuff that none of us don't know about, talking to other superintendents, finding out what other people are doing, so again, that's what we should be doing, turn the rocks over and see what's there, but thank you for that, Mr. Chapman.
Okay, along with that too, with the return to school, we were looking at the calendar, and what I did provide for at least you board is a January, February calendar, a visual in your packet. And again, as we've all said, all these can change, but we wanted to at least go ahead and look out at least 2 months out. But the week of January 18th, that'll be next week, is Martin Luther King Day on January 18th. What we would be proposing is that our 5 through 12 students, Group A would attend on Tuesday, Wednesday. Group B would attend on Thursday, Friday. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so that way they're getting those in-person days. We have also targeted Wednesday, then they're looking out into February, targeted Wednesday, February 3rd for a professional development day. We do have lots of things going on there. Dr. Swanger, that day would be for?
So currently we have additional training on blended learning and online learning. We also have additional training on math impact, which if you recall from last year, we did math impact training for primary grades. So now we'll do it for later elementary grades and then do a refresher for the primary grades. And then we have 3 or 4 other topics and different presenters coming in on that day, so.
With that day then, if you go to the next week, 2 weeks out, February 15th is President's Day. We would then propose, we're still in hybrid, we would propose that the Group A, 5 through 12 would attend on Tuesday, Wednesday, Group B would attend on Thursday, Friday. You got it, okay. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, one of the things that's been out there as well, we are looking Wednesday, March 3rd, Professional Development Days, no students, wanted to just kind of put that out there. Right now, again, that's 45 days away, that's quite, that's what we're also looking at that date as well. Had some questions here, and I mentioned it on the video there, as far as how would we handle delays or cancellations. What we would like to do specifically, if we have to call a 2-hour delay, is we would revise that schedule for our K-4 students, that they would attend, Group A would attend from 10:30 to 12:30. Group B students would attend from 1:30 to 3:30. Again, we're not sure if you're gonna, here's how it usually works. We call a delay, conditions don't improve, and then all of a sudden we cancel. That has happened more recently, especially last year. I think about every cancellation we had started out as a delay. We haven't had the luxury of being able to call a snow day the night before. That's been a few years ago when we were able to do that. So that's just a plan. We've talked about this with administrators and wanted to come up with that. Our K-5 through 12 students on a delay would start at 9:30. Food services would continue as grab and go. Pre-K through 4 teachers would arrive at 10:10. 5 through 12 teachers, they arrive at 9:15, 9:20. That's how we would do a delay. As of right now, we have not had any, but a called calamity day, called snow day, would be a snow day, A snow day is a snow day. If we get to a point where there's a pending storm and we think we're gonna be out for 3 days, or then we can make adjustments there to go with remote if we needed to. And when we get to that 5th day called, then we would begin to start looking at either makeup days or how that would look. Okay, so far we've been lucky, and now that I am talking about this, I'm sure that I'll be making phone calls. You know how that works, but yes, we've been fortunate this winter so far, and the forecast does look decent ahead, so. Any questions on that?
Just fine. Did you say there's another professional development day on March 3rd?
Looking at March 3rd, Wednesday, March 3rd.
Yeah, the only thing I would like to throw out there to think about is that if we can get kids in school full-time to cancel the professional development, let's get the kids in school full-time then and try to do our normal activity with kids and keep it going, because they're gonna be short days anyway, so I would recommend we look at that as a option.
Just want to impress upon you the value of those professional development days for our teachers as well. So.
Well, I would.
I know they're very valuable. I think days in school are very valuable for kids too, so I would just push, I'd really push that, Gary.
We'll bring that back to you then.
Or just, I mean, I know you're gonna have one on February the 3rd, but add one on the 26th too of February, before March 1st, so you get it in, but it's just not right. If our timeline held, which probably won't, but if it did by happenstance.
That's exactly right. I mean, if it does.
Yeah,
Okay, I mean, that's what.
They need the day, but just, yeah, that's a good point.
We'll take a look at that, bring that back to you. Again, it is, I know it'll come quick, we like to plan ahead too. But, again, variable there as far as in school, out of school. Okay, thank you for that. We can board approve the whole calendar, but I think what I don't wanna get into then is then I'm gonna have to bring you back in if we change our mode, or what type of learning pathway we might be in, because I can change the calendar as well. So, just want to be able to get this out and communicate to our staff, and especially with the delays.
Sure.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. Item 6, curriculum and instruction. Dr. Swan.
So, later in the agenda, you have the second reading for the high school course handbook. I just want to highlight, the only change in that is what we're calling the revitalization of 11th and 12th grade English. And I put that in the course, or the weekly update for you. We've been working with 11th and 12th grade teachers to, how can we modernize what we're doing, especially some of the assignments, and how can we tie our English courses towards kind of career pathways. So we challenged them to do something that added more flexibility, more opportunity. So you can see the list of what they came up with. We're very excited by this list. We think there's enough diversity that we can get more kids excited about an 11th or 12th grade English class. Also giving them the opportunity to be in class together. So typically your English classes have been 9th grade is all together, 10th grade is all together, you know. So anyway, you can see the course offerings, some of the changes. These will not replace, we will still have AP, we will still have College Credit Plus, but then 11th and 12th graders will choose 2 classes each year. So everything will be a semester. And then the courses will be of equal rigor, so it won't be that one's an easy class. So even though there's a career in technical writing, that's not gonna be an easy class compared to a dystopian literature. So just trying to give kids options, and so we're gonna give this a go and see how it works. Any questions about that, or?
Glad I don't have to take it.
Look good, look good. And
Yeah,
so-
it's the opportunity. I mean, 11th and 12th grade English honestly has been the same for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
So, and not everybody has to write a 20-page research paper, but we definitely need technical writing skills, and there are a lot of other writing formats. I mean, I'm excited for kids to write scripts for podcasts. I mean, that's a definite skill. So if I'm taking the sports literacy, literature and composition, I mean, think about how many times tonight or this afternoon you've already looked at somebody who wrote an article about a game tonight. I mean, just, you know, so just getting those skills, so.
Yeah. And so they'll get to take, over 2 years, 4 of that.
They'll get to take 4 of
Is that
those
correct?
classes, yes.
Okay. Great.
And they'll count towards either 11th or 12th grade. I mean, because the standards are identical for both grade levels.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
anyway, so that's the only change in the handbook that was not in the handbook for the first reading, so hopefully we approve that tonight, and
Okay.
it's crazy to think we're gonna start scheduling for next year in a few weeks, so.
Thank you, Dr. Fromm. Item 7, public comments and commendations, 7.01 commendations, 7.01.1. I'd like to commend the Plain City Church Fellowship and Community Basket Program for their efforts in coordinating donations and distributing Christmas baskets, which helped 124 families and 296 students. So thank you so much for your efforts there. Item 7.02, public comments. We've got one from Mr. Tyler Harriman.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to, I guess, give a quick update on our experience with the transition on the elementary side. Compared to remote, doing this half day while we're uttering back and forth every 2 hours is a little tough to get a Costco run, in between, but, it's been a remarkable difference for our daughter. I mean, she's just having a lot more fun being able to go to school every day. Every day is like, hey, I get to go to school. She wakes up with a good attitude. So being able to provide a 5-day-a-week study program has been a lot better for us. Obviously, getting back full-time is still what everybody wants. I think some of the issues, obviously, is going to be the health department. Getting rid of that 6 foot is really the obstacle that we know we have to get rid of. The data, I would like to kind of have that data looked at a little bit, especially with the new guidance coming from the governor that the schools are safe, that the masks make a difference. It's like the quarantine, hey, we had so many people got quarantined because of a positive case in a classroom, and they're using that data to kind of say, hey, we need 6 foot. Well, the new data out there says, hey, the masks work, we don't have to quarantine those kids, so we're using basically garbage data in a way to say we need to have this 6 foot. So as the studies are coming out and changing, we almost need to adapt the old data to match what the new data has, because we can't use old information to come up with our new stuff to say, well, this is why we need our 6 foot, because of the bullet points, Mr. Cook has here saying schools are dangerous. Well, they're not. So we need to look at that and question him and find out what is Union County's guidance, Franklin County's, are they all requiring 6 foot? I don't know. I tried to look, but it's hard getting online, seeing where that information is in each of these counties. So if Madison County is the only one doing 6 foot, well, why are we at 6 foot if Franklin County doesn't have anything? I don't know what that is. I don't know if you, Mr. Chapman, but I think that's questions to be asked to Mr. Cook to find out what the other communities are doing and try to match up, and everybody should be the same to get that information. But anyways, just, it's nice to be 5 days in the elementary school. Something else I want to do is just to thank Mrs. McBride in the 2nd grade. During the break, before Christmas, she took time and came to our house. I think went to each of the other students' house, dropped off a card, gave a little gift, and it was the highlight of the day. So, I mean, I just want you guys to know that, and I'm sure a lot of the other teachers have done things during the break, but just let you know how much we appreciate, just let you know that, she definitely went above and beyond to, kind of wish a good holiday for everybody or for her students. So it's just, nice to have teachers in this community that go out and do that for the kids, because it really made an exciting day for my daughter.
Great. Mr. Harriman, thank you so much for coming in and sharing that. It's good to hear that, and both the good and the stuff that's not so good. So thank you so much for being involved and sharing that with us. And as a board of directors, there's going to be a lot of school districts that are going to deserve a lot of special recognition, because that second grade teacher, I'm sure, was not the only one that went above and beyond during this time. So that'd be something that this board of directors could review sometime in the future, and there's probably a lot of recognition that could go around. So anyway, but thank you for sharing that. That's fantastic. Item 8.01, old business. Have a motion to approve the 2021-22 Jonathan Alder High School Course Planning Handbook as presented.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Votak?
Yes.
Mrs. Blacko?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Nothing in personnel. Item 9.03, employment. Motion approve all the employment as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Blacko?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Votak?
Yes.
Okay, item 10, new business, 10.01. May I have a motion to approve the resolution as presented for payment of regular wages to classified employees during all remote instruction.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Votak?
Yes.
Mrs. Blacko?
Yes.
Item 10.02, may I have a motion to approve the in lieu of transportation requests as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Votak?
Yes.
Mrs. Blacko?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Item 10.04, may I have a motion to approve the renewal of the Jonathan Alder Local School District's membership in the Ohio School Board Association for the 2021 calendar year.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Mr. Votak?
Yes.
Mrs. Blacko?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes. Okay, the next regular board meeting is February the 8th at 5:30, Jonathan Alder High School. Item 12, may I have a motion to adjourn the January 2020 meeting of the Jonathan Alder Board of Education? Oh, excuse me, 21.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Votak?
Yes.
Mrs. Blacko?
Yes.
Mrs. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. McCartney?
Yes.
Go Bucks!
Yes.